Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Hope out there is doing okay. Dave here, coming up with another daily log after these messages. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing okay. Friends and family members, strangers alike, people around the world. Salutations, greetings. I'm at the work area. I'm headed towards work already. I had was waiting for a package that was to be delivered by the United States Postal Service. Normally, most of my accessories that I would usually buy came from China, as in everything comes from China. Pretty much almost everything comes from China, except maybe our automobiles. I'm not sure. But I was waiting for a package. Normally, in my everyday logs, I use an Insta360 1R under the 360 to later post edit and do the reframing process before uploading to YouTube. So naturally, you're looking at a 5.7K video, which in normal cases, when you post it from your iPhone or iPad or tablet, or whatever the cause, with the exception of computers have a better quality for posting up to YouTube, for example. I use my iPhone or my iPad. I hardly ever use the Galaxy S20 because for some reason or another, the software for the Android is very buggy. And excuse me. And it doesn't have that many features. And the features that I would want to use for my vlog at an everyday basis. But I usually use the as I said, the Insta360 1R in 360, not in 4K, so that I can later do the post editing and reframing before uploading it to YouTube as a daily blog. Normally, I've noticed that YouTube doesn't recognize it as a 4K video, doesn't even recognize it as a 5.7 video. So I believe it's recognizing it only as a 1080 video. Is what I've seen, even though it does look very clear. Most of the videos that I've taken, with the exception of when the wind gets in the way, you know how it gets, and starts doing a lot of the shh, because the shushing sound, because of because we're not we're either not using the proper earphones or the earbuds. Although I am using the proper earbuds for it on mine. I'm using the AirBuds Pro, $249 for two pieces of little earpieces that just because they're made from Apple, and doesn't make a difference, because I can still hear a little bit of wind on the background when I'm using the camera. Now the Rode wireless, that one has no wind in the background. It's perfect. The only thing I don't like about the Rode wireless is that I still got to take the little door off the side of the camera, which makes it no longer waterproof, which I really don't intend to put it underwater anyways, but Um, then I have to put the mic adapter, which I do have, but it's a big hassle in comparison to just enabling the Bluetooth on this phone and turning on my earbuds, the Pro ones, the ones that Apple makes. It's easier that way, and in most cases, I do hear a little bit of wind, but it's really not that much. There are times that you can understand me. There's some times that you can't. And I leave the video just like that as a reminder that not everything is made perfect. But anyways, I use different types of cameras. Normally, because I work every day, or pretty much I work every night. I work the graveyard shift here in Lago Vista. I usually travel away from Austin and head over to Lago Vista, which is towards one side of Tagerville or Rockwell, Texas. So I travel there every day. Now, that's why I use the Insta360 1R, because the software that's made for the phone is easier to manage than the GoPro software. Now, mind you, I have the GoPro Max and I have the GoPro Hero 8. And I have the GoPro Hero 8 even with the mod media. It still doesn't sound as well as the AirBuds Pro for the Insta360 1R. Now, I'm not making a comparison video. I'm just giving you the differences of how I make my vlogs normally every day. If I'm at home and I'm going to make a home vlog, or if I'm inside of a building where I know there's not going to be any wind, then I put the Insta360 1R away and I take out the GoPro Max. And I try not to use the GoPro Hero 8. It's a wonderful camera. I got nothing wrong, nothing against it, other than the fact that it doesn't have a preview screen like the way the Insta360 1R or the Osmo Action. Both of them have preview screens. You can align your face. I've done videos with the GoPro Hero 8 where you can't. And my head went somewhere else. I was like, where the hell's my head? Well, half of my head came out on the screen because I could not align myself. Although you can see that the camera's in front of you, but for some reason or another, I could never align myself to the camera, and I came out terrible. The video was perfect. The audio was perfect, but the alignment of myself was terrible. So I kind of stopped using it, and I put it away. Hopefully, GoPro will come out with that little video screen that would hook up to the mod media. Hopefully, which I really don't think that's going to happen. It's pretty much the whole year has gone by and nothing's changed. I'm hoping maybe by September or November they'll come out with a GoPro Hero 9 and they'll come out with that little screen thing now. Hopefully. If not, it'll just a big lie. They still advertise that little screen, but it's a big lie. It's not available. Anyway, that's what I use indoors. I usually use the GoPro Max. It still works under 1080, not under 4K. With the big updates that it has, now you can zoom. You can do slow-mo also. Back then you couldn't do slow-mo with the GoPro Max. But that's when I'm using a video inside of a building or inside my house. Somewhere where there's no wind, because you and I know very well that on GoPro Maxes you cannot hook up a road wireless or any type of wireless device or physical device to enhance the audio. You can't do that with a GoPro Max. You can do it with a GoPro Hero 8, but not a Max. So this is pretty much 4K right here. And I'm going to add another piece of equipment to the family of the Insta360, which I have just recently purchased. The 1-inch sensor, the 1-inch lens for the Insta360 1R. It just arrived today. The U.S. Postal Service. I'm bringing it to work. I don't know if I even need to do a unboxing review. I mean, I'm sure you all seen the Insta360 already. I'm not the only one that has it. But if that one turns out to be an ideal lens, that one will probably end up just being most of my videos here at the farm. It's farm life. So that's about all it has here. Now I'm going to show the comparison, which is this is 4K, and as soon as I unbox it and turn off this camera and reconnect it and see if it needs any firmware updates or anything like that, and do that, then I'll even add a 5K into the same blog to see if there's any difference. There might be a difference, there might not be a difference, I'm not sure. But give me a few minutes and I'll be right back, and I'm going to unbox the 5.7K. I think it's 5.7 or 5.3. I'm not sure what it was. It's somewhere around there. You know what it is. For you bloggers, you should know already what it is. But when I come back again, I should be under 5.7K, I think. Okay, as a continuation, I'm outside now. We were talking about the comparisons. I've got the Osmo Action because of the front screen, and I just designated that one as an underwater camera for saltwater, or freshwater. But I'm normally in areas where there's saltwater, anyways. But I don't live near the ocean. But the GoPro Hero 8, I was gonna dedicate it to indoor blogging, but the fact is that I've been able to disappear in the screen so many times that I went and took the mod media off and turned it back to a waterproof product. Now, since it's completely waterproof, I'll be able to use that one also for an underwater camera. The Insta360 One X, which I have the whole kit for, that one I even have the deep sea diving case. So I would probably use that one for underwater use also, but for deep sea diving. Not in comparison to the GoPro Hero 8 or the Osmo Action that's just going to be used for bay swimming underwater, pretty much, in shallow areas. The Insta360 One X has its deep sea case already, so I'd be able to take 360-degree video with the One X underwater. And for some reason or another, the One X messes up on me. I still have the diving case under the 360 edition for the Insta360 1R. Under the 360 edition, I can probably just use that one as as a backup. Only as a backup. Because now I'm going to put the 4K to rest for now. Because this is 4K right here. Pretty much. Now, as I said, I'm not doing this on my Insta360 1R. I'm doing it right now with the Insta360 1R 4K is what I'm doing this video from for now, because hold on, I'm actually coming up to the ranch already. I gotta check things real quick. I'll be right back in a few minutes. I'll be continuing with my video. Of course, you probably won't feel it because all you'll do is just see a blink of the cut of the action, and I'll be right back in a few seconds. For you, it'll be a few seconds. For me, it'll be about half an hour. Well, I'm inside the vehicle, and I'm gonna show you the package that just arrived. Okay, it's the 1360-1R 1-inch wide-angle mod, co-engineered by Leica. Pretty much it right there. Okay. So I'm gonna go and do the unboxing, and there's a little sucker right there. Anything else in here? I seriously doubt it. No. That's about it. Everything else is in Chinese. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. And I'll take a look at the Insta360 1-inch Leica Lens. This is gonna go inside the camera now, so I'll be able to test it out, see if it works. How well is it gonna work? So we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back again, and now this is 5.3. Leica 1-inch sensor, 5.3K. The horizon is looking a little bit crooked, but because it's the pickup truck, not the stand itself. I've just kind of fixed it right there so that the horizon can look a little bit better right there, because of the shape of the truck and the hood. So this should look a little bit better because it's under 5.3K. But we'll see the difference when I do the post editing in just a bit. Anyways, to continue on, since I'm on 5.3 now, this is the new edition of lens that's going to stay on this camera. I have two Insta360 1Rs. One of them is meant for underwater use, because it's got the underwater case. And this one is going to be used for everyday vlogging anyways. So, hopefully, we're coming up to about 3 minutes of video on this one. Hopefully it doesn't put a strain on either my iPhone or my iPad, which is where I normally do my post-editing. And I use the editing software called LumaFusion, which is an excellent software. I'm not here to advertise it, but I have to say it's a real good software. It's helped me out a lot. As a matter of fact, most of the videos that you see on YouTube that are mine were made by LumaFusion. There's a few that were made by Premiere Pro or Adobe After Effects, but the majority are made by LumaFusion, because it comes directly out of my iPad or my iPhone. So with that in mind, I'm going to take off my glasses already because the sun's going down. I just want to reiterate, pretty much everything's pretty quiet here. The watermelon season is gone, done and over with. We just relax back and just watch the cotton grow. It won't be long before we start picking up the cotton. Our next fruit's gonna be actually our next fruit's gonna be for a long while. The next one's gonna be yellow corn. After the cotton, it'll be yellow corn. And of course, we gotta allow it 2 or 3 weeks for the land to rest, and then cultivate it, and then line it up and get it ready for the yellow corn. The same yellow corn that you all use, or the same yellow corn that you all consume. If you all like going to Church's Chicken, Popeye's Chicken, it's the same yellow corn that's used. Or in some cases, it's sometimes used for the flex fuel. I believe this is the right corn. I'd have to double check, but I think it's also used for flex fuel. Anyways, this is Dave here, and I'm going to be signing off. I didn't want to make it too much of a long video, but I did put in the 1-inch Leica lens on the Insta360 1R, and hopefully it won't be too much of a strain on my phones. Y'all have a good day, and be safe out there. Stay away from the corona. Stay away from each other. Social distancing. My gosh. Big shout out to Edeline Barrows out of the Philippines. My reliable correspondent from the Philippines. She gives me pretty much inline news of what's been going on with the barangays and local politics, pretty much. Y'all have a safe day, safe week, and God bless.